The newsroom staff of the Oregon Daily Emerald, the independent student newspaper at the University of Oregon, went on strike Wednesday, citing a conflict with the paper's board of directors over the hiring of an interim publisher that the staff felt could threaten the Emerald's independence. The Emerald board offered the 12-month interim publishing position to former editor of the Spokesman Review in Spokane, Washington, Stephen A. Smith. Smith was already a consultant to the Emerald. The job offer came without an interview or a salary negotiation. Smith drafted the proposal for the new publishing position, intended to help the Emerald become more profitable and financially stable. The newsroom staff feels that, among other things, the new publishing position's powers and Smith's desire to simultaneously teach at the university present serious threats to the paper's editorial freedom.
Right now, the Emerald is completely and totally independent from the university, which allows us to report freely and objectively on everything that happens on this campus. If we are reporting directly to a publisher who is also employed by the institution that we are covering, then what happens when something happens at the School of Journalism that we need to report on that perhaps our publisher really doesn't want us to report on?
But Mike Konowitz, a former Emerald editor-in-chief, points out that the paper already has conflicts of interest.
I'm very proud of the staff for doing something so courageous and standing up for what they believe in. But the Emerald has its conflict of interest. I mean, the Emerald goes to the program's finance committee of the ASUO and says, this is how much money we want. And then the PFC sits there and makes value, or they're not supposed to make value judgments. They make judgments about the Emerald and its worth on campus and whether or not they should give the Emerald the amount of money that it does for subscriptions so that people can get it for free on campus. And then we write editorials criticizing the PFC, and we have reporters covering the PFC.
Smith withdrew from the position, but stressed that he made clear to the Emerald his commitment to maintaining and advancing student editorial independence. The draft of Smith's proposal for the position suggests that commitment as well. But Chase says that despite those provisions and respect for Smith, the potential for problems is still there.
He has contributed a lot to the field of journalism, and that he would have a lot to teach us and guide us. But I also think that there's something to be said for a newspaper that on this campus that is meant to be student-run to continue to be student-run, and for there to not be pressure to make decisions based on what somebody else thinks. I believe that we should be able to make our own decisions and make our own mistakes and learn from them. And if someone like Steve Smith were in that role, it would create a conflict that we can't even be aware of or comprehend right now.
I can't imagine that someone, even if they are a professor of journalism at the journalism school, and if they were to be the publisher, that they would censor the content of the paper. And if that were to happen, there'd be a huge, enormous outcry about it. And I can't imagine the staff would ever let them get away with that, because I don't think that the staff would ever, concede to any attempts to censor or control the content.
Smith also says that his teaching at the J School, if he had become the interim publisher, was far from a sure thing. After a meeting Wednesday night, the Daily Emerald's board issued a statement that it is committed to the paper's journalistic freedom and plans to conduct a nationwide search for a publisher, as it had originally planned to do with Smith in the interim position, and that it will meet with the newsroom staff this morning. Stay with Palestra.net for more. For the College Network, I'm Mike Konowitz in Eugene.